ask these two to come in to talk about a whole thing that was absolutely amazing to me. It's pranic healing, right? I'll go ahead and talk about it in the microphone. Explain to our listeners what's the difference between that healing and other healing that you might go to have. I understand it's hands-off. It's actually spiritual, but also... Explain it, because I don't want to mess it up. I give it justice here.
Pranic healing. Prana is actually from the Sanskrit word that means life force. And it's the same thing as Qi, as in Chinese you call it Tai Chi or Qigong. The same thing as Ki in Japanese, which is Reiki and Aikido. So in pranic healing we use this energy for healing purposes. And we do not have to touch because we have an energy field that we are able to influence the energy field of the other person, as in aura.
So without touching someone, how do I transfer healing energies to that person? How is that done?
Because the energy follows thought.
Oh.
So you use thought force and then you use the energy, you direct the energy and it flows.
Oh, okay.
Through your hands. So it's used, your hands are used as an instrument to transfer this energy.
Okay.
So if I can kind of reiterate that. So in pranic healing, it's pure energy exchange. That's why there's no need for touch, because we're working only on the energy field. Secondarily, because we're in America and you touch people and they sue you.
Oh.
So, but that's secondary. It's actually because there's no real need to touch because, as she said, we all have an energy field, and really what we're doing is, I see Ryu's Hadouken right there, that's for an opposite purpose, but basically we draw from the energy around us, because there's energy all around us. We pull it into one point, and then we project it out of another point into the other person wherever it's needed.
Wow. Okay. So I know you've been doing this for some time. How long have you been doing this form of healing?
For me, it's been about 12 years.
And you did?
7 years.
7 years. So I know you have lots of stories. I would love to hear all of them. When someone comes in and they've had a change, obviously, what are the signs that, other than them telling you that the healing is taking place? Are there indications from the person who comes in to visit you? Anything stand out as far as incidences recently that have happened? I know that you're doing this all the time, right? You're doing this healing. How often do you do healing, do you think? Daily, a couple times a week? What do you think?
It depends.
It depends?
It depends on, yeah.
So what noticeable changes would I see in someone who had been healed in this way?
You will see, it depends on what they come in for. If it's a physical problem, if they have a pain, then they will definitely notice a change in the level of pain. It may not be immediate, it may be after half an hour. For some people it's immediate. Then if they come in for emotional reason, then they'll notice that they feel much calmer and happier. They leave with a big smile on their face and so on. Yeah.
Actually, on that note, we find with almost all the healing, whatever they come in for, that the emotional side usually does get better because, like, most of us can attest to that usually there's a mental or emotional connection to whatever that problem is, whether it, is part of the cause or maybe it's an after effect. Somebody breaks a bone, there might be some trauma in the system, stuff like that. So even after working on someone who came in for physical healing, they usually find that there's some mental and emotional relief as well.
Now, if somebody wants to learn more about this, you have a website. It's radiantprana.net. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Radiant Prana. It's R-A-D-I-A-N-T. Capital P? Does that have to be capital? P-R-A-N-A.net. And it's amazing. You can learn more about this. And we couldn't do it justice in this brief interview. You really want to check out this website. There's a lot going on. And it's not just for physical ailments. There's spirituality involved. There's the emotional side to it. And it's just a fascinating. I understand also there's an event coming up with Amethyst Moon. Is that correct?
That's right.
And when is that?
So Amethyst Moon, that will be Thursday, March 26th. So toward the end of the month, from 7 p.m. till, it says 8 p.m., but it's more like 8-ish. Not really
8-ish?
Sure. 8-ish, 8-esque. I don't know what's better. But RSVPs would go to Amethyst Moon, and you can find them at amethystmoon.net. Give them a call, and again, if you want to find out more information about the event or pranic healing in general, you can go to radiantprana.net. That's our site, and we've got an events page and a blog. Actually, one of the recent posts was all about pranic healing to answer any questions that might be out there.
Wonderful. Now, I have to have this story, because I was talking to you before the show. The pranic healing, the history, everyone thinks it's all from India, but actually, is it a local thing? It was a gentleman here, it was a man from the Philippines, wasn't it?
It was founded, the founder's name is Grandmaster Choa Kutsui, and he was from the Philippines of Chinese descent.
Ah.
And the person who actually heads the pranic healing in the western part of USA, West Coast, is Master Stephen Cole, and he has a center in Chino.
Oh, wow. That's local.
Yes. And you can go to pranichealing.com to get information if you're interested in taking classes, and everything is listed.
Wonderful. Let's give the information once again, because you really got to check these guys out. You've got to see our good friend Patrick and Davika. This is it's at 8329 La Mesa Boulevard, and you can call them. This is their number here, 619-464-6666. Okay, we'll get away from the numerology of that particular phone number. It is not evil. It is not evil. It's healing.
There's 4 6.
There's 4 6s.
3, so.
Oh, good, good. I'm glad the extra 6 makes all the difference. And that's at 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., March 26th-ish. Please, RIVP, because you will definitely want to get involved in this. Thank you so much for being here. It was wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. On the web, and check them out at their event. And we got a couple of stories. We're going to get to those right now. Al Gabby.
Yes.
These are all real stories, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.